So today we're going to talk about a science process skill known as measuring. Measuring also involves estimating. So particularly when you are, when you're measuring something, you're going to want to know like visually, like what should I use? Should I use a ruler? Should I use a yardstick? Should I use a tape measure? Should I use a 1 gram weight? Should I use a 1 ounce weight? Should I use a 1 pound weight? Should I be using 5 pound weights? So knowing, estimating is a good way to get you started on measuring. And so as you estimate, we're going to estimate today and we're going to measure today. So teachers and students, as you watch this video several times during the video, I'm going to ask you to pause. This would be one of those times. To pause now and discuss with your classmates and your teacher to estimate, what would 1 M&M weigh? What would 1 M&M weigh? Write down your estimation in your chart before proceeding with this video. We're going to use what we call in science class, we call balance. Okay, it's a 2-arm balance. As you can see, it has 2 arms. The thing we're measuring goes in one side, and the weights we use to measure it go in the other side. So I'm going to start with one of my favorites that to give you an idea of the weight of something, because I can't hand you the weight because we're of our current situation. So here, this is an M&M. So an M&M, it's really cool. What's cool about M&Ms besides their taste, they're about 1 centimeter wide, and they're also about 1 gram in weight. So here is how tiny 1 gram is. So we know we have figured out the weight of an object when the balance is pretty much balanced. You can see an M&M is a little less than 1 gram. So it's probably like 0.9 grams. Okay? And you can see the little triangle right here. That triangle should be pointing straight up. So we're going to say an M&M is about 0.9 grams. Do you remember the bell that we used in our previous video about observations? We're going to use that one in this video as well. We're going to measure its weight. So think about it. What do you think is the estimated weight of that bell in grams? If you don't know what a gram is, think about making it equivalent to M&Ms. How many M&Ms would that bell weigh? Is it going to be 50 M&Ms, like a whole bag, a bag like you'd get at the grocery store? Or is it half that bag? So is it like 25 grams? Think about that. Once you have discussed your estimation and you've recorded something in your notebook, go ahead and continue with the video. So let's weigh a couple things. Let's start with weighing our bell. Remember our bell from our last video? Okay, so that could also be an observation. So how many M&Ms do you think? So it's sort of like a typical, sort of a Christmas bell, right? The heaviest part is probably going to be the bell itself. So how many M&Ms do you think it would take to fill up this side of the arm to get it to balance? Okay, so you can see the arm is a lot further down than it was when we had the M&M in there. So I'm going to start with a pretty hefty weight. I'm going to start with a weight that says 20 grams. What do you think? Is it 20 grams or is it more than 20 grams? Well, our arm didn't move, right? Our arm didn't move hardly at all. I don't think it moved at all. So that means we still have to add a lot more weight to this side. So I'm going to add another 20 grams. So it's not 20 grams and it's not 40 grams. Let's see if we go in the middle. Is it 30 grams? Nope. Is it 35 grams? Let's see. Is it 38 grams? Ooh, 38 grams. Could it be 39 grams? Okay, so it's somewhere between 39 and 40. Okay, 40 was too heavy, and 39 moves that triangle, but the triangle's still not totally straight. Our next object is going to be something you're very familiar with, and that is a quarter dollar. It's something you're familiar with and you have touched before, so you know how heavy or how light it is. Estimate its weight in grams. How many M&Ms would a quarter weigh? Remember that one M&M is equal to 1 gram. When you've recorded your estimation in your notebook, go ahead and continue with the video. One more object. Maybe we'll make 2 more. Okay, so let's weigh an object that you all have touched and you have a sense of how heavy or how light it is. Let's weigh a quarter. How many M&Ms do you think a quarter would weigh? What do you think? Is it going to be 10 M&Ms, 5 M&Ms? If you held a quarter in one hand, how many M&Ms would you have to have in the other hand for it to feel like both hands were holding the same weight? Okay, that was 10. So it's not 10. Did you guess 10? If you guessed 10, think again. It's less than 10. That's 5. We're still not perfectly straight. And that is 7. So how many of you guessed 7? If you guessed 7 M&Ms, you were on the right track. Great job. And the final object in our experiment today in working with estimation and measuring is we're going to estimate the mass or weight of a single glass marble. How many M&Ms would a marble weigh? Remember that 1 M&M is equivalent to 1 gram. And whenever we record measurements, we should always write down a number and a unit. So how many grams does a marble weigh? Once you have discussed your estimations, record something in your notebook. When you've written down your estimation in your notebook, you can proceed with the video. Shall we try one more object? How about a marble? How many M&Ms would a marble equal? Shall we try 5? What do you think? Is it 5 or is it more than 5 or less than 5? This side is still down, so it's a little more than 5, right? Shall we try 7? Oh, it's not 7. So it's somewhere between 6 and 7. How did you do? Did you guess any of the objects right? So if you guessed, when you guessed before we weighed the object, that was called estimating. And when we actually put weights in this side of the scale and we got it close to being balanced, then we were measuring the weight. So that is how estimation and measurement are related. Thanks for watching.